Cold to somebody who live in Miami is 60 degrees. They cold. They told me, oh, I need a sweater. What?
-27.
-27. I don't feel sorry for none of y'all. Y'all can ghost limb yourself somewhere and cry somewhere. Kidding me? $500 ticket. $15,000 limbs. No. Remember,
chill.
remember kids? Remember?
I remember. I remember.
Yo, Beth, that shit crazy.
On a Saturday! It's All Even with your boy Barry Grant. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. You can listen to the show on Podbean as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart. I'm all over the place, man. Trust me, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. There's going to be some notification somewhere on the screen. Like, share, and comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you tell that friend. And if there's a girl in the club, tell her, listen, have you seen All Even Podcast? Because we be talking about some shit. Tell her, and tell her. Because the page is growing. We're going to talk about you in a second. All right? Claw's not here. But we miss him. We love him. And, you know, he has a story to tell you when he wants to tell you. He briefly explained something that happened to him today. And I, like a friend, I listened, right? So one thing is very important to me. Like when somebody tells you something, the first thing that you have to do, right, is you have to disarm the situation, right? So you don't want to come off as aggressive or abrasive. You want to just listen, right? And when you get the information, you got to digest it quickly because you don't want to come off as you're not caring about the situation. However, I have a problem in regards to when people give me serious information. I tend to find humor in it. And the first response will be something humorous. Sometimes they don't like it, but I don't really give a shit. So shouts to Claw. Love you. And hope you'll be back next week. Shouts to my nephew, London. I hope everything works out with you, kid. You'll be fine. Things happen, and you'll come back stronger than ever. Jimmy, the super intern, you know, I'm taking that title from you, honestly, because you're no longer an intern. You're here now, right? The internship's over. So we're going to have to figure out what this is, how you're going to be able to, you know, your PTO time is up. I'll let you know that, right? A lot of leeway when you're an intern, but the PTO time is up, sir. How are you doing?
Very good.
Yeah?
Very good. I have bad news for next week about PTO. We can talk about that.
Oh, yeah, see? I get used to seeing his face and he's gone again. Tell you, he's like a rolling stone. Papa was a roll. He said, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go out for ice cream. Jimmy's that type of person and never come back. I mean, come on, man. I need at least a solid month from you.
Yeah, no, it's been the past like 5 months. I've been all over.
Yeah,
I don't know where I've really been, but I haven't been here.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I know you're in these hole in the wall, you know, poker spots. I get it.
That's where I've been the past month.
Yeah, I get it.
I've probably lost money because I haven't been here.
Just make sure you just don't, you know, sell certain things. I just, you know, when money gets low, just don't get crazy, right? Don't get crazy.
Don't let me see you at that pawn shop.
Facts. You know what I mean? Nicole on the ones and twos, the silent assassin. I'm gonna come in very monotone with you. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
How was your week?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any exciting things happen?
No. Just working.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a new camera here. Looks good. Yeah, I don't like the way you put my old camera to the side like it's just a land of misfit toys that it gets just discarded. I don't like it. Okay, we're gonna have a little funeral for the Canon camera. It did its work, but it's can't be used anymore.
It's a prop now.
Exactly. It's definitely a prop now. Like the camera looked so good last week. It's great. Got a lot of compliments on it. Like, oh, I can actually see the guests. It was disrespectful. I didn't like it. It's a shot. But I understand. You know what I mean? But this is what happens to your show when
you gotta grow.
You gotta grow, you gotta upgrade, and you know, shouts to the Silent Assassin. You are the MVP, like I always tell you. Yeah, I guess in the building.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, I got a new name for you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna announce you as, Jeff or Six. Nope.
I'm a little scared.
Nah, you shouldn't be.
Okay.
You know everybody gets a name.
All right.
You have a name.
What's my name?
Casanova Frankenstein.
Nah, we're not doing that.
It's
bro.
your new name.
We're not doing that.
So
Bro.
shouts. Listen, this man. I'm not gonna reveal nothing.
Please don't.
I'm not gonna reveal nothing. I'm not one of those people. You know what I'm saying? However, this man. Listen,
Yeah.
Casanova Frankenstein. What's up?
It's been a fun month.
I'm sure.
A lot of good times this past month.
Yo,
but
it's
yeah,
not even hot yet though.
I know. That's why I had to cool off before it gets hot.
Yo,
I had to take a little break. I had to step back.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
a little
man.
bit.
As a newly engaged man, I have to live vicariously, through guys like this. Respect.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's still fun out here. But listen, congratulations on the engagement. I didn't know about that. That's
Yeah.
a big step.
Thanks.
So, I'll definitely make sure to live for you and come back and I'll regale you with stories of being outside.
Yes,
Because I'm outside.
I'm sure. So yeah, I'll be frequently asking, about what's going on out there. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of stuff on the docket today. The Francis Ngannou wave
Yeah.
is up.
It's up.
It's up.
That was quick.
Yeah, very quickly.
Alexa, play cannabis, second round knockout.
We got another big fight coming in July. We got Tyson and Jake
But
Paul.
can you like educate me, because I did have this discussion. I just don't know all the names. So I know Anthony Joshua had a fight with Tyson Fury.
Yes.
Lost the fight and wanted a rematch. Right?
No, he fought he didn't fight Fury. It was the other dude. I thought he fought.
He recently caught a pretty bad loss.
Nah,
that,
yeah.
That they thought the Fury fight was going to be in jeopardy. 'Cause
Exactly.
If you lose to him,
Correct.
you can't really step up to
So the
boss.
fact that I think him beating Ngannou now.
Yeah, kind of puts him right back in
Yeah,
that circle,
he's
'cause
gonna
Ngannou he's the man.
No.
He's not.
So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about
You
it.
have to put me on.
Yeah. Let me let in the play, but we're gonna get there.
All right.
We got Tyson, Jake Paul. Their fight has been, I think it's July, sometime in
20th.
July. 20th, yeah. We have your Patriots, Hunter Henry signed a deal with the Pats or is going to. Derrick Henry is looking for a job because he's done with the Titans, and everybody kind of knew that. So I want to talk about where you think his ideal landing spot would be. Russell Wilson is going to be a free agent. He's going to get released. Planning, I think he already met with the Giants, meeting with the Steelers, so we're going to see what happens with that. There's situation that happened in Kansas City in the playoffs that has some lasting ramifications, and I, for one, love to talk about it because I can't say that I feel bad. I don't. I got to be the villain. I got to be me.
I mean,
So I'm gonna let people have it today.
yeah,
I'm gonna let. Listen,
that's a villain take right
I'm
there.
gonna let people have it today. I ain't gonna lie to you because I was talking to some dude on IG and I asked him a question. He said, "Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I know I am.
All right.
I know I am." Derrick Rose, is he a Hall of Famer? We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns has a torn meniscus. I want to talk about if the Timberwolves can be able to handle that for the next 5 to 6 weeks. If Anthony Edwards, as great as he is, can he handle that pressure?
Well, this is time.
It's definitely his time. That boy bad. The biggest criminal in North American sports history continues to steal money, and we're going to talk about him as well. And if anybody doesn't know who I'm talking about, trust me, you will. I want to have a conversation about Luka Doncic, and I think it's a conversation that many don't want to have. I'm going to have it here. Irrelevant news of the week, obviously. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
So before we get into all of that, first off, I know you're sad.
Yeah,
I understand you're sad. The guy that created Dragon Ball Z has passed. I think he was 68 years
Akira
old.
Toriyama
Yeah.
passed at 68 with a blood clot. Yeah, man. So
I know the world is crying right now.
they are. He did a lot of amazing things. The guy was definitely a credit to my childhood
Right.
and even young adult years. And then all these years later, he came back with the Dragon Ball Super series, and the manga continued, and he really just opened up a world with a lot of possibilities. And right as he's building up for this like second arc that everyone's waiting for, life happens.
That's the way it goes, man.
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah, I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z since I was probably maybe 15. Kind of fell off,
Yeah.
all my homies, they into it, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't knock it. I don't make fun of anybody that watches that. That show was fire.
Yeah.
It's just that something I just kind of fell off on, you know what I mean? But what do you think the future is?
Well, that's a good question, because what made the newer stuff so good was the pacing.
Right.
When we were younger, if you famously remember, I mean, even if you didn't watch, the
It's
guy
all over the place.
all over the place, but also like, one match is stretched out like 5, 6, 7 episodes. I think we waited a week and a half for the Spirit Bomb to get dropped on Frieza. This time around, with how Netflix has changed TV and how continuous TV has changed, the pacing was amazing. It was hands every episode.
Got you.
Hands. They introduced some really great new characters, Beerus and Whis, and then really opened up the world to new video games, new movies, and just like could really have expanded the manga. And us fans, especially some of the adults who grew up with it, were really, really happy and really excited to where it goes. So that's actually a good question. We don't know. Are they gonna continue with the show because they already have a couple good stories to start with, or are they just gonna let it pass and let his legacy be his legacy? That could be a scary. Both things are a scary thing. One, let it go is a little scary because, like I said, they have a couple mangas, and I'd love to see them get animated. But to have the show continue and it not be the original creator, we've seen things like that not work out so well. So it might be better to just let it go.
And also too, that there's a significant library. So if the show were to end right now, and there's never gonna be another new episode that's made, the library just to be able to live off of that will live forever. You know what I mean? And people can be able to have conversations for years about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, both ways, I think, would do the fan base justice. But if it does continue, it does need to be in the right hands, like you're talking about, right? Like somebody who has an understanding of how to make anime and make sure that it comes off as believable and important and makes sense and actually looks good. It's important. I always say that Warner, their DC model is so bad in regards to their movies. The movies are shit.
Yeah.
But the cartoon, the cartoon
the
movies,
animated series, they're
fire.
Amazing.
Fire. Like every single one of them are fire.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can be able to, if Warner can find a way to be able to get into that, I think that they can handle it.
Yeah.
I really do think so. You know what I mean?
I think it needs an American studio.
Yeah.
Because they just don't have the workforce out
Exactly.
there. So.
Yeah. So, shouts to
Akira, rest in peace, Akira. Love you. And, I'm not going to sadden up the podcast, but it was a somber day yesterday.
Yeah, and listen, man, I had to put that out there, man. You know what I mean? I
you.
wasn't like I said, I didn't really follow it too heavy, but I know the world is crying. Like everybody I talk to that's a big anime fan. No, it's bad. Bad man. It was talking about man KB for days. He can't get in contact with him. He's hurt.
Yeah. Oh, my kid plays Fortnite. Those are his 2 favorite characters.
Right.
Yeah, and then I took him to the movie last year. The last movie the audience is as big as ever now.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's tough, man. That sucks. But hopefully they can be able to find some direction that can appease the fans and keep everybody happy because it's important.
Yeah.
Moving on. My man Biden was cooking with grease. Listen, for everybody out there that think my man too old to be spitting bars, you better go ahead and go watch that State of the Union address because he was out there frying with no grease out there, right? He was just had the beef patty on the grill.
And he got him twice.
Right.
It's the same line.
Yeah.
4 years ago it worked. It worked again yesterday.
Facts.
So for people who saying Biden is not of sound mind, I mean, he was on fire.
On fire. Man didn't skip a beat.
Yeah. And
didn't stutter once.
That's going to go a long way to helping him win the presidency again. If that's what
the only person that was not of sound mind and body was Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she crazy. Yeah. She crazy. She look like a doofus.
I mean, she's still talking about Jewish space lasers.
Listen, I'm a person, you're a person. We are political junkies, right? We follow this stuff, right? But for the person that doesn't follow politics, I just need to, we're going to have a nice crash course in politics for dummies right now, right? So just because you see something on TikTok or Facebook doesn't make it real.
Yeah.
Right? Just because somebody tells you that the economy is struggling doesn't make it real. Just because somebody tells you that there's immigrants jumping over your fences doesn't mean it's real. Economy booming. Right? Stock market booming. Record numbers in the stock market. Inflation down.
Government inflation, real inflation,
right?
Not corporate greed.
Real inflation.
Real inflation.
Unemployment down. The man just forgave some student loans. Mad people who was like, yeah, Biden don't do nothing for me. Woke up one morning, $10,000 gone.
Gone.
$20,000 gone. Yeah.
Heard any complaints about gas recently?
No, haven't heard nobody talk about gas like last month. Huh? All these things. These are things that you can see. Still can't get credit. But you over here talking about somebody got shoes.
Yeah.
Like, yo.
Wow. I mean, that's what social media does. They take things, they put on that white square, they put in the captions, and people just run with it.
Right.
So, I mean, I think Biden needs to step up his social media team, and he might need to step up his merch because Donnie got the merch.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think that Biden is cool enough to have no merch like that. Like, I even said it. Listen, I don't like Trump, but that sneaker idea was fire. It was.
He got the hat. He got the sneakers. He got the T-shirt with the mugshot on. I'm just saying.
Right.
Trump got merch.
He got the merch down.
So, but nah, man, I think Biden's definitely doing a great job. Even if you don't agree with the job that he's doing, I just wish that some of the disagreements were about the presidential job, not things that your state governor or mayor could
that they put on him. They give him that jacket.
I'm tired of hearing, oh, you're living in Biden's America, where it's like, no, this is corporate greed.
Right.
This is not real inflation. Like, if McDonald's is charging $3.29 for a hash
that's
brown,
not Biden.
That's not Biden. Like, you know what I mean?
If eggs is $9, that got nothing to do with Biden there. They got nothing to do with Biden. That's the store. That's the store talking about, well, hey, we ain't got no eggs. We got upcharge these people. Blame the store.
Yeah.
Blame the store.
And then find out the things that happened. You know, there might have been a farm issue when chickens died and they got to say, I sell off these eggs. It's not Biden.
Facts.
Like, but then he puts limits on, hey, credit card late fees can't be more than $8 now.
Right.
I'm not going to say anything.
Exactly.
I mean.
Nobody going to say thank you.
And everybody's living off their credit cards.
Right.
So that's a huge help to millions of Americans. He's not gonna get the credit.
Of course not.
So like, I'm not even trying to be like a Biden pumper, but like the complaints that I hear,
it's just logic because
aren't against him.
Yeah, because I can say the same thing about Trump. Like certain things when he was in it's not his fault. There's certain things that a president handles, and there's other things that your state legislator handles. Right. So if you got beef with certain things that's going on in your state, talk to them.
Yeah.
Talk to them. They're the ones that are doing foul. You know what I'm saying?
Biden messed up. He had an open border policy. It started to get a little hot. Now he wants to close the borders. The Republicans don't want to let him do it.
Right, because they don't want to side with him.
They don't want to side with him.
Because they're going to be like, yo, if we give him a win,
but I got to hear that we're living in Biden's America with the migrants.
Yeah.
Migrants that are being bussed up from Texas and Louisiana.
Facts.
Because of their mayors. And they're like, you want to be a sanctuary city, New York?
Right.
Hold these. You don't want to help us with our immigrant problem? You don't want us to build a wall? Hold that.
Right.
It's not a Biden thing. Like, if you want to blame Mayor McAdams as far as New Yorkers, I got no problem with that, even though I don't think people cared about the homeless and the veterans as
before
much.
that. Let's go space. Come on now.
I've never heard. I mean, maybe homeless. I'm not gonna say people don't care. I have heard things about the home. I've never heard this much about the veterans before.
No,
never. So you're just propping up the lowest people in society just because you see somebody else getting. So, and I'm not 100% okay with everything that they're getting, but New York is empty, right? Like there's nobody in these hotels.
Facts.
So before these hotels shut down, the government's gonna give them $100 a night where they're gonna be making nothing. It kind of helps us to still have these things running through our economy.
Keeps the economy moving at some point.
I've never been able to park so freely in the city. The city's empty.
It's crazy.
I can go to the city at any time and find a parking space almost anywhere I need to go.
That's a damn lie, because I be in the city and I still can't find no damn parking.
I don't know what parts you, but I'm honestly, I have not as much issues as I used to 4 or 5 years.
See what happens when you're casting over Frankenstein. You can be able to, people just kind of, oh, don't worry about it. I come out and make sure I find a park. They lay their body out in front of the parking spot. You would have parking head, because
I'm just saying the city is empty, and these. Listen, I get it. Migrants live in 5-star hotels while we're starving. And I'm not saying it's the rightest thing to do, but you got to look at everything in the whole, man.
You got to remember, and this is the final thing before we move on. A lot of people are stupid. Like, just call space spade, right? There's a lot of people that just live on their phones, TikTok, Facebook. That's their life.
That's their life.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't understand what's going on in real life. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, sorry, but I'm not sorry. Because if you want to know, find out.
Yeah.
If you want a real fight, how about you write letters to
the constituents,
right? To your constituents and find out a solution. Governors, but they don't do that.
Comptroller, like just
because it's easy to be able to say, his. Oh, okay.
Dummy. Yeah.
After the break, we're gonna talk about a little boxing. We don't talk much boxing on the show, but we're gonna talk about, because man, oh man.
Yeah. That was a good
The
one.
jig is up. After the break.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast?
Yeah, my niggas are joining. What's up?
All Even?
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. We put this, what's up, man? All Even. Yo, oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now that's a shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump
All
on the
Even
camera?
podcast, right?
Yeah, All
Shout out
Even.
to All Even podcast, right?
Yeah.
All Even? That's your man?
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast.
You cool? 100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
G. What is it, G?
Oh.
I shout out, G.
He cool, man.
Welcome back, y'all. The jig is up. I don't know why we are like this as a society, that we are very quick to accept things that are out of place and that don't need to be highlighted, right? We are the country that accepts mediocrity as like a lifetime achievement award. Guys like William Hung can get on American Idol and create magic. Right? Actually have deals off of being horrible. Now, like, I like William Hung. And he was fire. Just on a comedy level. But we're just talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, in no other country that would happen.
Somebody out there who's singing for their whole life,
right,
classically trained, trying to get a deal, can't get a lick.
Exactly. This man come here and
selling albums,
get $1 million deal. Like, what are we doing? That's what I think Francis Ngannou is. Man came from mixed martial arts, right? Mm-hmm. Strong, powerful, knock people out over there, cool. You're not a boxer.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being a muscular, I don't want to say big because pause.
It's a different discipline.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a mammoth of a man, right? And you think that can translate. That power does translate, but you still have to have skill in boxing. There's a reason why Deontay Wilder is not as good as he is anymore, right? Because he got power, but he can't box. And Anthony Joshua is not one of my favorite boxers. I think he's very mid, pretty soft, not really that great in regards to like high stakes. But man, did he knock the shoes off of Ngannou.
He walked him into a punch, which is great. That's the sweet science.
That's it.
It's a sport. It's a mental sport more than a physical sport.
Right.
And a lot of these guys think that they could just come in, swing fists around, drop haymakers, and that's it. And hey, you might have a small run doing that, but when you run into a boxer, not a fighter, a boxer, a guy who understands how to use his body,
he gonna beat you every time.
Every time.
Every time. That's why Tyson Fury is so good. Because although he's big, tall, he can box.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got a chin. So you knock him down with all of your power and you see his big ass get up, you ain't got nothing else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing else. So that's the difference, is that a guy like Ngannou, I'm not saying that with training he can't be better, but he's very advanced in the stage of his career in regards to being a combat fighter. How much time do you have to really understand and get the sweet science and be a boxer? He ain't got that much time. But you over here getting chances to fight real established fighters, like they really set him up for failure.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think was gonna happen? There was at no point did I ever think that Ngannou had a shot. Even when, everybody was shocked that Tyson Fury looked so bad against him, right?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury didn't train for the fight. You can see that. He didn't take him seriously. But when he caught a couple haymakers, he was all right, this dude for real. Like, he got some power. I gotta wake up a little bit. Anthony Joshua didn't take him for granted.
He didn't take him for granted.
He came in like, all right, cool. You got that power. I saw what you did, Fury. I'm gonna make sure that I teach you something tonight.
Yeah. So
that's the difference. Is like, we can't. This one thing about boxing is that you can't be an imposter.
Yeah, you'll get exposed.
You get exposed.
Again, you'll have a small run, but when you run into a boxer, not a fighter, boxer,
exposed, just like that.
Lights out. So where do you think things go for Joshua now?
I mean, I don't know how much this particular fight is going to have weight in regards to the path that he needs to get to Fury. They may weight it highly. I don't know. We got to see how this how it kind of unfolds after this. Okay. But I mean, I would love to see Tyson Fury and Joshua fight. It's gonna be a very lopsided fight, but we can see it. Fury gonna bust his ass. I know it.
Yeah.
I don't have to see it to know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be Jab City.
Yeah, and Fury's gonna take that fight serious.
Yeah, he gonna train for that one. You know what I mean? So it's, but we'll see. I just like seeing dudes who are not boxers get they boots smoked. I love it. I love it. And that segues into the next conversation. You got Jake Paul, Tyson. Is it official? Is it Jimmy? Can you look up the official date for me? Is it July 20th?
July 20th.
July 20th is the date, and this came together pretty quickly. It hit the waves. Everybody's talking about it. See, Tyson's advertising it. You see him in the ring, still fast as hell and twice as scary.
Yeah. And hitting with power.
Yeah, I mean, that shit never goes away, man. That dude is just.
But he's 57,
bro. It don't matter. He got that old man strength now. Like, that old man strength is different.
To get off my lawn.
Yeah, that is different, man. Like, don't skip me in the line type of strength. Like, don't. He real. That's scary motherfucker, man. Now, the only interest that I have in this fight, because obviously it's an exhibition. What are you gonna? Exhibitions are exhibitions, right? But if people don't want to say it, I'll say it. The only reason why we want to see this fight is to see this rich white boy get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
We just want to see him get knocked out. That's all I want to see. I just want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. That's it.
Do you think it's gonna be like the last Tyson fight though, where there's no headshots supposed to be thrown?
Probably.
Because that's gonna take a little something out of it.
Let's be honest here. Come on. Do you really honestly think, and let's be real, that Jake Paul is gonna say to somebody, "Hey, I want to fight Tyson straight up"? I understand that he's crazy.
Yeah.
You ain't that crazy.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's still Mike.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you might be crazy. You ain't that crazy because, there's competitions out there where, can you take a tackle from Ray Lewis? Can you take a certain such from such and such? I don't care how much money is on the line, right? You can be giving me $500,000, right? To say, take this right cross from Mike Tyson in close proximity. Not him rushing up on you, but him in boxing mode where he's, going side to side like that. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
And if you've ever listened to Mike's podcast, he goes to a dark place.
Yes. There's a reason why, he was like, I understand why he was like how he was, because obviously that he had demons that he was dealing with, right, from his past. Costamato dying. There's a lot of issues with his fame and him being in the public eye a lot, and that was just this hodgepodge of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But he also, like you said, goes into this dark place to have to pull that rage so he can be able to train properly.
And that dark place is scary. He's going there a
scary
few times
place. Yeah.
Like he's a different animal. So that's gonna be interesting. I mean, I want to be responsible with your platform, but a lot of people feel like the Jake fights have been fixed.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. Not only is he not fixed in the sense of two ways. A, you're going against people who are retired athletes.
Right. Washed.
And, some of the punches look a little staged. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I always say it on this show, and you know that. If you want to be legit, turn pro.
Yeah. Go against somebody your own age.
Turn pro. If you listen, you got the world's best trainers helping you out. Cool. Turn pro.
But what happens if he does win this fight?
It don't mean nothing to me. It's an exhibition.
It's still Mike. I don't want to see Mike go out like that.
I get it.
I don't want to see Mike go out like that. I don't think Mike gets knocked out.
Nah.
I don't think it. But just losing the fight.
How many rounds is it though?
If it's I don't know. It's probably 3
If
to
it's
5.
exhibition, it's probably
Like
4 rounds or 5
3 to
rounds, something
5.
like that.
Something like that. And it might be 57, probably 3 rounds.
Yeah, so it's like for me, it's like, listen, man, this is probably the first Jake Paul fight I will watch because obviously it's Tyson, right?
Yeah.
I don't watch him. He's a sideshow.
He's a sideshow.
He's always been
But
a sideshow.
That's the problem with boxing.
That's the problem with boxing, and that's why guys like Francis Ngannou think that he can just jump in here because this whole celebrity boxing universe that they've created, this multiverse, has kind of just messed things up.
Yeah.
You can't step in there with real boxers, but in an exhibition you can.
Nah, yeah.
Right? This is like Rocky versus Thunderlips. Like, come on now.
Facts.
This is rubbish.
I'm definitely gonna watch. I mean, we always say that we're not gonna watch. I mean, I don't know how often you do it. I've seen every
I've
one of
never,
those fights.
never. I watch the clips, but I don't watch. I'm not paying no money.
No.
I'm not paying no money. You know? Yeah. So let's see. But
this one's gonna be on Netflix, so I think.
Well, that's kind of dope. I like that. I like that. So the fact that it's Tyson. I just want to see him knock that white boy out.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
I just want to see him knock that white boy out. I'll just be honest with you. Moving on. Hunter Henry.
3 years, 27 million.
Yeah, how you feel about that as a Patriots fan?
I'm good. I mean, listen, we gotta retain whatever weapon that we had from last year.
The only weapon.
The only weapon.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel like they're gonna keep Mac Jones.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we need what we can. I'll take what we can get. It's a new beginning. It's a new chapter. I don't think it's like the biggest signing, but it lets me know, like, the team's moving forward and they're thinking about their weapons and their playmakers.
Right.
So that's really all I could take from it. We have a long off season.
A lot of holes to fill.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm optimistic that the future is gonna be bright, but I'm also realistic. Like this is the starting point.
Yeah.
This is the starting point of the new Patriots legacy, and I mean, hopefully he does well. I mean, defensive coach. I've already voiced how I feel about that in an offensive league, But if we can get the turnaround that Texans, not the Texans, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah,
That's
Texas.
like, if we can get the turnaround that the Texans had with their first year defensive-minded head coach,
Right.
I'll definitely be very happy. But like I said, I'm gonna give him all my support. I'm there to watch. I don't want to speak too much of it now. Just being a fan, I just really want to see where things go. I don't know enough about him to have predictions.
I mean, listen, Gerard Mayo, he's a Patriot. He's a guy that was a tough-nosed player, well-respected.
Yeah.
Very smart guy.
And then
you know
stay
what I
with
mean?
the organization, with
Yeah.
the coach the whole time. So
Right, and you gotta trust Robert Kraft because
Yeah.
he knows how to push those buttons to be able to find the guy,
Yeah.
right? So it's something that I want to see. I'm gonna support him because of the fact that he's a black head coach in New England. I
He's
like
gonna need our
that.
support.
Yeah, I like that. You know what I mean? Because Boston's racist. If everybody don't know that. They don't like niggas out there. All right, there's a section where the niggas go, but it's not universal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. Moving on from one Henry to the next. Derrick Henry pens a letter to the Titans. Not really. I think it was an IG post or a Twitter post, but he's officially done with the Tennessee Titans, and what a run he had with that franchise. 8 years. Just accolades after accolades, man. He's a guy that he's an old school running back.
Old school running back.
He's one of those guys that can be able to still be effective into his late to mid 30s or whatever it is. I think he can. He just has to find the right situation.
Yeah, he could dot the I, run right, run left.
Yeah.
We know the run is coming, and we cannot stop it.
Right.
And then once he got downhill, just get out of his
That's
way.
the thing with
Just
like
get out of
he
his way.
doesn't look fast, but once he gets that daylight, you can't catch him.
Yeah.
His breakaway ability is something to be marveled at, man. I love Derrick Henry, man. I really do.
Locomotive. When he got to going, man, it was like a locomotive
Yeah.
train. If you was in the way, you get moved out the way.
Right. Now, had a career low yards per
I think
carry.
that was I think that was more design of the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least when Ryan Tannehill was there, he may not be the best quarterback, but the threat of the pass was still there.
Right.
With him not playing, and really not playing well when he did play, everyone could key in on the run. And at the end of the day, it's 8 years in. He's not Superman.
Move the mic a little closer.
He's not Superman 8 years in. But I think Derrick Henry still maybe has a solid year or two left. I think he needs to accept a backup role where a thunder lightning type thing.
Yes.
And I think that would work very, very, very well for him. You're Cowboys. I don't want to get your hopes up, but I feel like that would be the best. I mean, they have to keep Tony Pollard. You don't think they're gonna keep him?
No.
Well, I don't want Derrick Henry behind that line by himself.
No, we're gonna draft somebody and then have Derrick Henry as backup. Or
a third
have
down
somebody
back,
that can be able to
third down back, red zone back.
Yeah.
I think he could still do that.
Because the reason why I agree with you in regards to what you said about the Cowboys, I think Derrick Henry fits there because we miss Zeke in regards to goal line. He's going to get that touchdown. Derrick Henry's the same way. You got first and goal on the one. You can almost guarantee that he's getting in. You understand what I'm saying? That was a part of the offense this year that we didn't have.
Yep. And
now you have to rely on Dak. I'm not saying that he didn't have a good year, but that element of, aggressive running, he didn't have that.
And his mobility was never to that level as far as Dak.
Yeah, Dak is not Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He's not Cam Newton. He's not these guys that can be able to just be able to dominate the line of scrimmage like that and get touchdowns. He's not Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He's, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to have a guy that can be able to move the pile. And Derrick Henry can move the pile. You know what I'm saying? Hell, bring Zeke back. Bring Zeke back.
I felt they should have never got rid of him.
I agree with you.
I vocalized that on this show. I think the money was really what happened. But I mean, you're Jerry Jones, man. Rework that contract. Give a little something.
Listen, we veering off.
Yeah.
We veering off. Ideal spot. You said the Cowboys, but give me another.
I mean,
one or two.
realistically, he's probably going to end up somewhere like Washington or something like that.
Don't say that.
That's usually how it goes. You want him to be able to go to a contender, but I mean, which one of these contenders do you think are going to take him and use him in that regard?
I think Kansas City can.
I was literally gonna say think about maybe the Chiefs, but they don't even run that kind of power structure. Even when they get into the red zone, it's Patrick Mahomes throwing it to the tight end. So
a lot of people have said Baltimore.
yeah, I don't know if I would want Saquon to go to Baltimore. I feel like he fits that team a little bit better.
But they got a line of injury running backs. You want to join the list?
You're gonna fit right in. But again, the power. I guess the Baltimore does the power running, but the short yardage stuff, I feel like Lamar's gonna do that himself.
Yeah.
So you're gonna sign Derrick Henry, spend that money, not really use him. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
So as far as contenders,
what about the Chargers? Can the Chargers, if they move on from Eckler and find a lightning to
Chargers, or I was gonna say the Bengals with Mixon coming back for one last year,
right?
And then I think that would be a nice ideal spot for him because he can catch a little bit.
All right.
So you put him back there, get him on thirds down, or you can have both backs split out. Mixon can catch a little bit too. Now these aren't the youngest guys, but that really gives you the element of surprise as far as the offense if you can have both those guys in there. So there's places he can go. Buffalo. It's a little cold for a guy. Buffalo he can go to. There's some contenders, but I think the guys we're looking at. I think the Cowboys are the ideal landing spot. But
I agree. The man trains in Texas.
But
come on, Jerry.
Realistically, he's probably gonna end up somewhere where I feel like a Washington type thing or Atlanta type thing might end up being in. Oh, Bijan Robinson is pretty nice, but I could see him going.
And they got Algier, so they don't need.
Yeah, I could see him going to a team where it kind of just fades. And I don't want that for his career, but it's running backs. You've seen that.
I don't want to see him be like AP and have to bounce around like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn, AP's another person. I'm not even talking about it. Moving on, AP broke. How you broke? Huh?
Really?
Yeah. You hear about that?
Nah, that's crazy. He made way too much money in his career. I had too long.
Bro, the man was having like $1 million parties.
Yeah.
He said that his finances are fine, but yet you have certain situations that look like your finances are not fine.
Is it foreclosed homes and stuff like that? Because those guys just don't pay sometimes.
Yeah, there's other things.
I'd have to go look into that. I didn't hear about that. That's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, man, save your money. Put it in the bank. You don't have to grow your money while you're playing.
Facts.
You can do that after you're playing. Because a lot of these guys, while you're playing, they're going to sell you the dream. They're going to talk fast. And you think that the money's coming in consistently, and then when it stops, it stops. And for 90% of you, the checks that you get or whatever you make after ain't gonna be like them NFL checks.
And also, too, just because somebody come to you and say, "Yo, I can open up this good burger," don't mean that you got to invest your $500,000 into their good burger. Like, tell them no.
Yeah,
tell them no.
A lot of restaurants are money pits, man.
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
So, yeah. But Derrick Henry, come to the Cowboys. You know what to do. All right, moving on. I don't like talking about this guy, but I guess I revel in it.
It's Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson officially will be cut, and I told people that this was coming. I told you that Denver knew what they were gonna do a while ago. This was the plan all along when they hired Sean Payton. Listen. We don't want him, okay? And if you can be able to make him look decent, please do so, but we don't want him. We don't want him. And for any team, let me tell you something. For any team to take an $87 million cap hit,
that's a lot.
It shows you how much they hate this motherfucker. Listen, that's like being in a relationship,
But what
right?
else do you want from your quarterback, though?
Now, hold on. That's like being in a relationship with a woman that got money, right? You living great. And you're like, yo, I'm walking away from this because she annoys the hell out of me. And she's always asking for things that I can't give you. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go. But yo, bro, she pay for. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll go back to unemployment line. I'll take that risk.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, like no leadership. Here's the thing with Russ that a lot of people are not understanding. Russell Wilson, I don't think he's a bad guy. Let's just get that out of the way. He's not a bad person. However, there's a lot of personalities that don't gel within a locker room, right? His personality is very standoffish. As a quarterback, you can't be standoffish.
You need to be inclusive.
You have to be inclusive. You have to bring the 56th guy on the roster and make him feel like he's Jerry Rice. Russell Wilson does not go out of his way to do that for people. When you have 6 parking spaces and 3 fucking offices in a building and you have a back entrance that you can, like, listen, everybody like quarterbacks have certain privileges.
You have to,
right? But when they get into that locker room, they are one of the guys. Russell Wilson has never made himself one of the guys. And that's the problem, is that if you're not going to get premier leadership, if you're not going to get Pat Mahomes type of style play in regards to your quarterback position, he didn't have a bad year, but he also didn't have a great year, right? And you're not getting the locker room camaraderie that you expect out of somebody that's a veteran like him.
Yeah. Winning
Super Bowls, right? What are you actually paying for? Where is my ROI? I don't see it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You have too many people that came after him, teammates yelling in his face. How many quarterbacks you see doing that too?
Backup running backs looking at you crazy.
Yeah.
Talking to you crazy. Yeah.
So for me, it's like, all right, his time is up in Denver, but he met with the Giants. He's planning to meet with the Steelers. Do you think any of those two teams are an ideal fit for him?
I think the Steelers would be an ideal fit just because Tomlin is such a winning coach. But the way Tomlin operates, I feel like he'd give the kid one more year. The quarterback they drafted.
Who, Mason Rudolph or Kenny Pickett?
Kenny Pickett. He's still
both rubbish though.
Rubbish. But being the type, but he give Mason Rudolph 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just feel like that's the type of coach he is. The Giants, I think he's the prototypical type of quarterback the Giants want. But if the play is off, I'm not a Daniel Jones fan, but I'd rather keep Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones bad, bro.
For Russell Wilson?
They are so done with him that they would rather take Russell Wilson.
That's what I was saying.
That's how bad it is. Just
so
think about
the Giants have a chance. I don't know if the Steelers. My thing is, what's the money looking like? Are you gonna take the veteran minimum?
He's taking shorts.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You're already getting paid.
He has no choice.
You don't have a choice. So I think the Giants are actually really interesting. I remember it was the Steelers that they were looking at. And I thought the Falcons were going to shake a crack at him because
I'm sure there'll be more teams that
he's going to get a job.
That kind of shake that. He's going to get a job.
He's going to get a job.
Is he going to get an ideal situation? We'll see. I think the Steelers, they might be backed into a corner to do it because Tomlin has 1 year. I think Tomlin wants to put it together and show people, hey, listen, I'm worth getting an extension. So we'll see what happens, right? If Russell plays well, if everything goes well in Pittsburgh and they make the playoffs, and kind of make a run, win a couple of games or two. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he might just be done.
Might just be done. That's where I'm at too.
Put it out there to the playing till 40, and even Peyton Manning coming back from the neck surgery and doing damage. Some of these guys,
some people can't play until 40.
Yeah,
and he might just be one of those guys.
He might be one of those guys.
He need to go home to Sierra. After the break, my irrelevant news of the week.
Yo, this is Cigar Jensen Gals. I want to give a shout out to my boy Barry. Before leaving podcast, keep doing your thing, bro. Killing it.
Before I get into irrelevant news of the week, I'd like to send a PSA. Normally, I keep my PSAs for the end of the show, and I will do so.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have to do this. It's imperative that I send this message. If you think that risking your life for a game that the person who's putting on this game doesn't care about you personally, and you risk your life to be a part of this, you're a fucking idiot. And I don't care how mean it sounds. I don't care how demonstrative I may sound at times, or I have this belittling tone sometimes. People have told me that, right? Oh, you think that you're so smart. I am smart. I don't mean to belittle people, but when I hear stories like this, it furthers my opinion of you as an idiot. So what I'm talking about, to clarify, is those idiots that went to the Kansas City Chiefs game, negative degree weather, right? And people were hospitalized after being in attendance. You don't say, right? So now we have some of those people that were hospitalized, and the doctors are literally trying to tell them, you might need some amputation. So let's just talk about this for a second. I'm a fan of a team. I live in a cold state. I am such a fucking fan of this team that I'm going to take my $150 and I'm going to go into negative degree weather to sit there for 4 hours and watch a game. Are these same people going to go hiking and sit there for 5 hours and do nothing? But you'll do it for a game?
So, first of all, you're heartless.
I don't care.
You're heartless.
It's dumb.
Second of all, I'm pretty sure a decent amount of these people were from Miami area and just can't take the cold.
No. There are people who live in Kansas City.
You already buy the ticket. You don't buy the ticket knowing it's going to be negative 27 degrees, bro. And these are playoff tickets. They're not no $150. These are like $400 or $500 and up. So you think you bundle up. You go out there, you think you're going to get a couple beers, and you think you're going to be okay for a couple of hours.
6, let's talk about how the human body works, right?
I'm going to be insulated. I'm going to be all right. Like, you tell me negative 27, I'm going to have the face mask, I'm going to have the double gloves.
Insulated, think about that. You're insulated, but you're in one spot for 4 hours.
I mean, so what do you want them to do?
Don't go! Listen, I don't enjoy. What are we talking about here? Like, it's a simple solution. Negative 27 degrees. Don't go. I don't care how much the ticket costs. Now, guess how much? Guess how much your amputation gonna cost? Yeah, $500 ticket, $15,000 amputation. Huh?
Son.
Dummy. Yeah.
All right, you got it. You got it.
Who gonna say something to me?
I can't say nothing to that. It's the sunk cost fallacy. Some people can't put it out their brains when they pay for something to just let it go.
It was the dumbest thing I ever heard. For the first time I heard it, I said, hold on. People actually gonna come out here and do this? And then I heard the people get hospitalized.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, just think about this, right? Let's just think about this 10, 15, 20 years down the road, right? You old ass person. You gotta... Right. I don't want to be mean.
Because it probably is the elderly. I'm saying like the young...
I don't want to be mean. Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mean.
See?
I gotta say it. When you only can point.
Come on, so...
I'm just saying, when you only point because there's nothing else left, right? Your story about what happened to you is not that you climbed Mount Everest. It's not that you went hiking with friends and got caught somewhere and something got amputated, right? It's not like you were having somebody was trying to steal your vehicle and you were fighting with the person and they're in the car and you tried to stop them from closing the door and they slammed the door on your hand. And all the, it's just, you just got a dead hand after that, right? No heroic story. Nah, I went to a Kansas City football game and was negative 27 degrees out here, and I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay and see what happened.
They better had one, bro. They better had one. Imagine you going to that game as a Kansas City
lose.
Chiefs fan. You lose
and lose
lose a pinky. Oh man,
yo,
wow,
yo. Listen, for me,
you convinced me.
That's what I'm saying. I am not somebody, right, who you can speak foolishness to, because where my brain goes is logic. That's how anything you talk about, I always hit the logical part of my brain activates immediately. Why? would somebody do this to themselves? Why?
I mean, I love going to football games, but always early September. Halloween was the latest I've gone because I went to Green Bay New York Giants game one time, and
I'm sure it wasn't fun. Wasn't fun
at all, bro.
I don't like. Listen, I don't mind being cold.
Yeah, that's a different type.
But
of
that's
cold.
a different type of cold,
and
bro.
You just sitting there, not moving,
right?
Like at
eating that cold ass glizzy. That a lot. Glizzy bun cold as hell. You out there eating it? Nah. Come on.
Yeah, that's a spectator sport from the TV.
Right.
I watch that.
I watch it at home. I'm very comfortable. I got my popcorn. I got my food. I'm in my house. Heat's on. I got my coat if I want to. My, my little what do you call it? Little
snuggie.
You snuggie. I'm good. I'm not going out there no negative 20. So I don't feel sorry for these people. I'm sorry. I don't care. This is not the parade where the bad stuff happened in regards to the shooting. That I feel bad for because that's something that people are going to, and you don't expect something like that to happen, right? You know it's negative 27 degrees and you still take your ass there.
You convinced me because I'm still young enough to feel invincible. So I'm like, it's just a little cold.
Yeah.
Negative 27.
Ain't got the nerve to be like, well, you think Kansas City?
I actually think it's worse if you were from Miami.
Right. You gotta be dumb if you from Miami and do that. Cold to somebody who live in Miami is 60 degrees. They cold. They told me, I need a sweater. What?
Negative 27.
Negative 27. I don't feel sorry for none of y'all. Y'all can ghost limb yourself somewhere and cry somewhere. Kidding me? $500 ticket. $15,000 limbs. No. Remember?
Chill.
Remember kids? Remember?
I remember. I remember.
They're not too far away from that.
Oh man.
I don't feel sorry. So moving on to my irrelevant news.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch this? I mean, they stink.
Every week, we have some interesting situations, stories. Silent Assassin sent me a very nice one. This is good. Let's start it off. New survey finds 5% of Americans are having sex to save on heating bills.
That's crazy, bro.
Listen, there's a lot of people out there that are struggling, right? A lot of people. Utilities are high.
Yeah.
Right? People are burning more light. Things are going up. Water's up. Everything is up. So I don't mind you going to your shorty and say, listen, yo, we going to turn the heat off.
For tonight.
We're going to turn the heat off for the week. Just kind of give me a little reprieve. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, what we going to do? Like, it's going to be cold in here. Look, we got sweaters. We got jackets. We'll be all right, man. Like, And then at nighttime, he said, listen, hear me out. Why don't we just have sex?
Might have saved a lot of money.
It's going to heat the room up. It's going to keep us good. And we're going to feel a lot better. Yo, that's G. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Listen.
You serving two masters. It's getting warmer. Your body temperature gonna be up. And you getting some yams.
It's an in. Some people need an in.
Yeah.
It's an in.
Especially, situations where there's like roommates.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy way to say, yo, we struggling. Like, yo,
let's unplug the space heater for tonight and make our own heat.
You know what I'm saying?
We can warm it up in here.
Like, yo, we just gonna snuggle. We just gonna snuggle. Oh, okay. And then that snuggle
get a
little crazy, and then she just like went in Rome. Boom!
You ever been in a car? The windows fog up. That's that natural heat. We can do that. Do that in the bedroom.
I might try that here. Say, listen, I gotta turn the heat off. Time's rough. As a family, we have to pull together. Okay, we gotta make sure we pay these bills. We have to. I gotta move things around. All right. Yeah. So it's just hit me out.
That's crazy though. 5%. Like they have a number on it.
Yo, right. That's a crazy poll. They actually
that's what I was trying to say.
Like, how many people you asking? Yeah.
But there had to be significant amount of like heat being turned off for them to even know.
Right.
So it must be working.
It must be working.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try that.
Listen, you casting over Frankenstein. I think you can be able to get it.
Yeah, I think I can get that one off.
Yeah, you can get that one off.
Facts.
I might try it too. Say, let's heat this off. Why is it? Did you not pay? Hit me out. Hit me out. Be real serious about it too. Like no smiling. This is what happened. Like, oh, then she'll be like, oh my God, really? Like, how can I help? No. You can help me in another way. No money. Just your time. Just your time and your yams. That's it. It's good. I like it. So whoever thought of that, clever.
Yeah.
Very clever. You belong in the Pimp Hall of Fame. That definitely is really, really good. So shouts to whoever did that. Moving on. Man claims he only drinks Coca-Cola and hasn't had a water in 50 years. Now, some people may think that this is crazy, right? I know somebody like this. 6, I will tell you that this man is the LeBron James of my life. He is a specimen, right? Don't drink water.
That's just nuts. That just always sounds crazy to me.
Don't drink water. The man drinks iced tea, Pepsi, diet. No, not diet. He don't drink no diet. What's his name? Dr. Pepper and all them things. That he drinks all of those stuff.
He ain't got no diabetes?
Nope. Perfect blood pressure. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's all genetics. You gotta understand that there's some people out there that can be the Jack LaLanne. They can eat salads. They can take all the multivitamins. They can get 9 hours of sleep. If you got bad genetics, certain things are just gonna come to you. While somebody can literally have the Mayorga and have a cigarette and a hot dog every day of their life and live until they're 98 years old with minimum, health issues, and they die of natural causes. It's genetics. So it doesn't surprise me that somebody is like that. But could you imagine just drinking Coca-Cola all day long, though?
God, bro. I can't even imagine that. I can't. The sugar, number one. I'm not even a Coke fan. Pepsi, I love it, but like too many of them, my chest gets, I mean, cramps and how do you do it? That's not, your liver got to be tossed.
Listen,
bro.
Like I said, the man is 70 years old, so he made it to 70. You see what I'm saying? Like if I live to 70, first off,
God bless.
All bets are off after that. Like you don't take me to no doctor and talk about I got something. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
I'm not gonna lie. When I get to 70, 75, I'm trying everything.
Bucket list.
Trying everything.
Bucket list.
Facts.
No draws in the supermarket. It's gonna be me. And I dare somebody to say something to me. I'm 75.
Oh, like I don't do drugs and stuff. I'm trying MDMAs. I'm going ham.
Hey, do what you want.
I'm going ham. So I'm like the old man from Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, why not? But listen, the man is 70 years old.
Yo, can I piggyback off the irrelevant news of the week? Because I've been seeing something on social media that's been just bugging me out. Have you seen the dude who said we're not even allowed to drink water? We're supposed to get all of our water from fruits. Like he said.
He said that on TikTok.
He said it on TikTok.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. You got people out here on TikTok just lying.
And he preaching it to people. Don't drink
lying.
Water. Don't drink water. Only eat fruit. Bro, all right, man.
Do it. Listen. The same people that went to the Kansas City Chiefs game, y'all can do it too. Might as well just keep going down the same path, right? If you don't want to deal with safety precautions and not go to a negative 27 degree, well, just go ahead and just go and just drink fruit or eat fruit.
They already
for the rest of your life.
Finger. You want them to lose a foot now too?
When in Rome, you're already down that path. Go ahead. Don't drink water.
That's wild.
It's nuts. But this dude, he
works for him.
That's what I'm saying. This ain't gonna work for everybody else. So, yeah, bro. 50 years drinking Coca-Cola.
That's nuts.
That's like people who drink Mountain Dew when your piss get dirty. Like if you drink Mountain Dew enough and you go take a drug test, you got dirty urine. Like you'll literally fail.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you'll fail your drug test because Mountain Dew is something in it. You know.
Well, no, I definitely went like on the Mountain Dew splurge kick when we were like in high school.
Yeah.
My shit was green.
Yeah.
I had to stop.
Yeah.
The shit was like damn near neon
It
green.
makes your urine dirty. It makes you fail a drug test.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So listen, anything you white people do. Moving on. Nicole agrees with me. She does. Here's a question for you. I'd like to post it to the room. And Jimmy, you can be able to mic up as well. If a man proposes to his girlfriend and she says no, is the relationship over?
80% of the time, yes.
I want to ask you from just an anecdotal standpoint, not a general. If that was you,
yeah. I mean, what are we here for?
Right.
This is why we're dating. So hopefully, eventually, can get to marriage. If you don't see a path to marrying me, and I propose, I get down on one knee, do it in front of the family, and your answer is no, we got to move on.
Right.
Now, if it's a conditional no. Hey, let's finish school. If I'm 22, hey, let's finish school or blah, blah, blah. Cool. But like a flat, like a hard no, like that's just not where I see me and you. Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Silent Assassin?
Yeah, I agree with the same, like, if there's a reason why she's saying no, like, something's going on in her life and she just needs, like, some time. But, like, she still wants to be with the guy.
Yeah, conditional.
Yeah, but if it's just like, what are you doing? No, then I'm just like, okay, then I'm leaving you. So, yeah.
Jimmy?
Yeah, basically the same thing. Like, I'd be like, I try to figure out what the issue is, but it'd be kind of weird after that. Like, what is this?
I'm gonna flip it on you. If your girl proposes to you and you say no, is the relationship over?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because the man is different.
Men are built different.
Man is different. I would say yes. And the reason why I'd say yes, not on my side.
Not your girl.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like, just if I'm speaking for men on a whole. Not for men's side because, men, but for a woman to be able to step out of her comfort zone and ask a man to marry them. And that man says no. There's no way that shit is happening again. Right? There's no way that you're going to be able to have any type of conversation after that. And you might have to put your hands up and get into a fighting stance because she may put hands on you. Right? To embarrass her like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you ever see that movie Drag Me to Hell?
Nah.
Okay, so this is a scene where the gypsy lady goes into the bank and she's trying to get an extension for her situation. So the bank teller or the financial person is like, no, I'm sorry, you're not going to get this going. So she's like, well, can you please help me? And she's like, no, I'm good. And she kind of falls to the ground and, you know what I mean? Kind of gets pushed and she says, you shame me? I come to you with begging, pleading, and you shame me? Curse you, right? So that's kind of like what a woman would do. She like, you shame me. I come to you and humble myself. Ask you for your hand in marriage and you tell me no, you better never close your eyes around that woman ever again. You better say no and keep it pushing.
Keep it moving.
Don't stay in the same house.
Nope.
Don't eat no food. Don't do nothing. So, yeah. I would say, but you see a lot of movies out there, right? Where dudes, can you marry me? And the woman says, no, I'm not ready to be married. And they stay and they keep asking, right? That's some sucker shit for me.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, if somebody's telling you no, believe them.
Believe them.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is gonna make them change their mind? Like, I always say this about women, right? I could be wrong. but this is just my opinion of how I see things in certain situations and relationships and anecdotal experiences. When a woman meets you, there are two things that happen. One, she's scanning you because she already knows if she's going to go to bed with you. It's one, right? She's already got the Terminator eyes and seeing what's going on in regards to, you checking the boxes, right? Two, once you go on a few dates and you've been talking to this person for a while, they already have, is this person marrying material or I'm just wasting my time, right? You already know. You have a feeling as a woman. That's what I've heard, right? So there ain't no woman gonna be like, well, we gonna see what happens. If things change. No.
Yeah.
It ain't changing. How you feel is how you feel about this person. It ain't gonna change. You know what I'm saying? When I proposed to my lovely fiance, she was looking at the ring like, it's nice. Really, really nice. And she just kept repeating herself, right? So I'm looking at her like this. Yes. She's like, oh yeah. Yes. The yes.
The yes was an afterthought.
She's like, it's always gonna be yes. It's just this is a really nice ring. So it's like
nice.
This is somebody who had always thought about it and had maybe thought that it ain't never gonna happen. But when it happened, she was ready for it. Women know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not something that women play around with. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the relationship is damn over, right? And if I would have proposed to my fiance, she said no, I'd have kicked her in the back of her head. I'll tell you that straight up. I would have. I don't care, right? You gonna shame me? Don't shame me. I come to you, and you shame me? Yeah. So no. Not gonna do it. Moving on. That was an interesting one, but I like that question because I think a lot of people need to ask that question because I think a lot of people get into those situations, man, where that's an uncomfortable situation to be in after, right? Like, what the fuck do you talk about? Let's get dinner. Let's go watch Netflix.
That's what I'm saying.
What the fuck are we talking about?
What are you talking about?
Everything after that is going to annoy me.
If it's conditional, let's wait till we get a house, or let's wait till we graduate college, blah, that makes sense. But like a hard no? Like, what?
And I'm going to stay there?
Yeah. Like,
simp ass. That's some, so moving on. I have one more, and then we will segue to where we need to go. Students lick peanut butter off feet during fundraising event.
I didn't want that video. First of all, they're in high school. Like, you don't have enough sense?
School in Oklahoma had a fundraising event and raised over $152,000 by licking peanut butter off each other's feet. Now, I want to be nice. I do. But I don't have a nice bone in my body at times. And it's like, you ever see somebody that's really trying to, like, they're a mean, hard person, but they struggle to get a smile out? That's like me sometimes being nice. And what I take away from that sentence, very briefly, because my brain works in a logical situation, is that fundraising event in Oklahoma, we're going to leave it there.
That's messed up. Sorry to the people of Oklahoma. That was his opinion.
That's true.
That was his opinion.
What kind of stupid shit you on? Licking peanut butter off feet? What logical people you don't do that stuff? But we're going to do it in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. Hey, I got an idea how to raise money.
So many sides. The teachers who participated.
Right.
The students who participated.
I got an idea how we can raise money. Oh, we can do the cow tipping thing again? No. We did the cow tipping thing 15 times already. We don't want a cow tip anymore. That's for the young people when they go outside in the dark. Let's lick peanut butter off our feet.
And raise $150,000.
And raise $150,000. So there's a lot of sickos
Was it per
that
leg?
wanted to
was
see
it
that.
Per toe? Like what? Like,
I'm sure it was between the toes.
I'm just
too.
but like with the money that came, was it viral? Like, yo, that's I gotta like we gotta look into that. Now I want to look into it.
I'm not looking into that.
Now I need to look into it.
Once it said Oklahoma,
$150K, bro.
Once it said Oklahoma, I was done. Stop right there.
Nah,
that sounds like something that happens in Florida as well. Missouri, I'm take shots. That is my irrelevant.
You got to be kidding me! I mean, how do you watch this? I mean, they stink.
Do I have a tone this week? Am I a little bit aggressive? Am I mean?
I think listen. Sorry to the people of Oklahoma, but yeah, I think. I'm not saying mean, but
am I coming
your heartless streak is coming out.
I'm a truth teller. That's all I am. Listen. Sometimes you have to be honest. Just like I told about what's that girl name? Kinsley Murray can't sing.
Well, I don't think that was heartless. I think
this is true.
You gotta let them know young.
She's been on the road for years,
so they can pivot. You gotta
still
let them
rubbish.
Young. Yeah, you gotta let them know young. I don't think that was mean.
Oh, go out there and try her, but no, you suck. It's all right. You can get better, but people need to help you get there. They just trod you out there with no lessons. You know what happens when somebody doesn't practice playing basketball? They never get better.
Yeah, no, and sometimes you gotta tell people when to stop. It's okay.
I never forget my mother told me one time when I was on the road to getting better playing basketball as a youth. I'm out there and I'm chucking the ball from this side and the jump shot just looks crazy, right? She's on the porch and she says to me, Jay, come here for a second. So I go up there, hey, Mom, what's up? I got the basketball in my hand. She said, Jay, I watch a lot of basketball and I never see anybody shoot like that. So she said, if you continue to shoot like that, you won't go anywhere. So if you want to get better, you have to practice proper form. So I'm going to make sure I help you. And I'm going to get you a trainer and all this stuff and teach you. Okay, like my cousin helped me out and helped my form and switched it up. But that's a mother that cared, right? That's all I'm saying. Whoever her parents are, she don't care. After the break, I'm going to talk a little basketball.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit after the break.
He has changed the game, whether you like it or not. He's changed it. He's impacted the game in some fashion or form.
I'm gonna find a bar mitzvah for you to go to, and you gonna turn that motherfucker out.
Yeah, all the gals watching.
Crack him if
you got him. All the gals watching. Minus 6.
And I would like to formally welcome you to
Welcome.
And welcome.
And welcome the grid.
To the grid.
To the grid.
To the grid.
Welcome to the grid.
And welcome to the grid.
Welcome to the grid.
Is Derrick Rose a Hall of Famer? Now, on the surface of that question, as soon as you hear it, the first reaction you would say is, what? No. Just off the first reaction to it. Then you start to think, is he? Can he? Is there a path for Derrick Rose to actually be in the Hall of Fame? Now, I'm not one of those people that will say that. I am a staunch no.
Okay.
And there's reasons behind that I will explain further. But for people who are kind of on the fence about it, I can understand why you would say that. Youngest MVP ever. Had a really, really successful career in Chicago. What did he win a national championship? No, they got to the national championship.
I was gonna say, what's his collegiate career like? Because I know
he was the man. He was the man at Memphis. He
said.
stayed 1 year. He was one and done at Memphis, but he played really, really well. And just the trajectory of his career it looked good, right? Until the ACL surgery, until the ACL injury happened. But there was also a resurgence. He had a 50-point game when he was in Minnesota. He had started to play well again. Even before he got, to the Knicks, he was starting to not be the Derrick Rose of old, but he turned himself into a pretty decent role player. And I think for a Hall of Fame career, that's kind of the trajectory, right? Guy is a superstar and ends up finding his way to still continue to be in the league and kind of transitions into a role player and understands where his place is, right? So I get it. But I just don't think that he had a long enough reign as a great player to warrant a place in the Hall of Fame. That's my stance on it. I think Derrick Rose, he's one of the most interesting studies in sports history to me.
Well, that's why I asked you the question, not to put the production on blast, but that's kind of how this topic came about. I was flipping through the gram and I saw, what was the thing? Derrick Rose might be the only MVP to not make it to the Hall of Fame. And then I kind of dismissed that, but then I saw another, do you think Derrick Rose the Hall of Fame? And I had to come to you and ask, because I know he was nice. I know he had a nice run. A lot of people's still favorite player was the young Derrick Rose.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to know if he did enough to warrant a spot in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think so. If we're gonna pull up Derrick Rose's numbers, let's go ahead and go see at his apex, right? At the height of his career, how good was Derrick Rose? And how long was that particular run? So 5 years. So when
Michael, what does it take in the NBA? Because I know in the NFL, you got a great 5 years. You're in. What does it take in the NBA?
I think it takes a consistent 8 to 9. It has to be the majority of your career having an impact, right? So if you played 15 years, you have to have an impact 7 to 8 of those years, right?
Okay.
At your height, when you're the man, right? If you play 15 years and only had 5 really impactful years, then you become a borderline. Depends on your situation too. If you get somewhere and you win a whole bunch of championships, or you're a vital piece of a team as a role player, maybe that can be able to bring you in.
Because I feel like he has such a big name. And I feel like that would carry him. Well, I mean,
So let's go ahead and look at it right now. So his prime years obviously is when he got straight into the league. We're talking about from age 20 to 23, Derrick Rose was the best point guard in the NBA. Wasn't even close. The most athletic, fast, strong, can be able to finish, over anybody, jumped aggressively with 2 feet. This is a guy that he won Rookie of the Year, averaged 16.8 points a game. Year 2, I always talk about that year 1 to year 2 jump. He averaged 21 a game, was an all-star. His MVP year, he averaged 25, 7 assists, and had the Bulls with the number 1 record in the East, right?
Yeah.
Won the MVP. Year after that, this is when the injuries started to kind of transpire. Was an all-star, but he only played 39 games and averaged 22 points a game. Tore his ACL, obviously in the playoffs, and was not the same player again. Now he had some seasons where he averaged 17, 16, 18. Went to Minnesota, like I said, had that breakout year in Minnesota, averaged 18 off the bench, finished 6th in most improved player. Went to Detroit, averaged 18 there. So he ended up figuring it out. So in 7 seasons in Chicago, career average is 19.7. So I think in Chicago, he'll definitely be in their Ring of Honor or something, whatever they got over there, right? But being in the Hall of Fame, I don't think that he did enough for a long stretch to be considered for the Hall of Fame, right? But he was one of those. I call Derrick Rose the shooting star, right? You see a shooting star, how nice it looks.
Yeah.
But then it's gone like that. He was special for a very, very short period of time.
Yeah. All right.
And that's why people still remember him.
Yeah, I mean,
because he was that good. We're talking about a guy that's 6'2 and a half, maybe, maybe 180 pounds, just physical, fast. Like I said, jumps with 2 feet and just can finish over you. Had a nice floater, started to develop a 3-point shot. This guy was the prototypical new style point guard.
Yeah, okay.
Aggressive, score first, can be able to do a lot of things. Just special. And I think that's why a lot of people still have him in high regard.
Okay.
Respect to him. He was special. Like I said, he was special,
that's what I'm
man.
saying. The love carry over into the Hall of Fame vote, but I guess not.
No, I don't think so. I think, if people give him consideration, that's something that they're doing because of that love that they have for him, but like it doesn't hold up.
Okay.
It just doesn't hold up. If he would have did it for another 4 years to kind of give him at least 7 to 8 years of sustainability, then now we're talking something different.
Okay.
But, moving on. Karl Anthony Towns has torn his meniscus. The Timberwolves are one of the best teams in the Western Conference. Can Anthony Edwards carry the weight? I mean, he had a sensational block last night to save the game. That kid's he's just out of this world special. Normally I would say no, because you need a guy like Karl Anthony Towns to be able to solidify things and stabilize your front court. They got bum ass Rudy Gay over there. I mean, not Rudy Gay, Rudy Gobert. I think Anthony Edwards can handle it. I think if you're talking about a 5 to 6 week period,
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I think for a 5 to 6 week period,
I think he
3
might
games a week.
He might end up having to go crazy.
That's what I'm gonna say. This is his time to go crazy.
Yeah, so he may have one of those stretches, and the team may need him to have one of those stretches where he's averaging 40. Like that. Every time I watch Anthony Edwards play, he has some MJ in him. He has some Kobe. He has some McGrady. He has real
that
skill.
dog in him.
Yeah,
that dog in him.
He's just,
I won't be denied.
Right, he's just a special guy, man, and he has this look in his eyes that you admire. As a young guy, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really see a lot of young guys with that type of look. So I think, the fact that Karl Anthony Towns is out, I think Anthony Edwards is special enough, has had a season of consistency where you can believe him and trust him that he can carry this team for 5 to 6 weeks. And if that's going into the playoffs, I think obviously you're going to need Cat, but I think Anthony Edwards can be able to hold it down and not make them drop off significantly that they lose their place in the Western Conference. Because I think the top of the West is kind of, it's not separated by much, but they're not going to drop crazy where they're going to get to 6th place. It's not going to happen. They've kind of locked up their place from anywhere between 1 and 4.
Okay.
So, it's just, I had said this weeks ago that, I don't think that they're ready. I still don't. I still think that this is a start. Being a championship team, there's steps that you have to
steps to
take, right? You have to get here, show the world that you're good. You got to stay there. You got to get better. You have to start to incorporate some, ancillary parts to be able to continue to improve, and then you can be able to.
And you really got to learn how the
to win.
Playoffs work,
Yeah,
how to win in the playoffs.
Yeah, Denver had to do it.
Yeah,
Denver's been good since the bubble, right? It was only a matter of time before they cracked through, and they cracked through last year, and they're still one of the best teams in the league this year. Who's to say that Denver won't repeat?
Yeah,
right. They're right there in the race, but they had to get there. There were steps for them to get here, and I think teams like Oklahoma City, I think teams like the Minnesota Timberwolves, this is where they're at right now. Okay. So, but shouts to Anthony Edwards, man. He's one of my favorite players out there. So, yeah, I think he can be able to sustain it for, a short period of time, because that's what you want your stars to do.
That's what you need.
If things happen, they got to be able to hold it down. So, yeah, moving on. I've had a tone this entire podcast.
I feel like I know where this is going.
I feel like I need to switch. I feel bad. Like, when I did that Kansas City fan thing, it sounded good in my head. And then I said it. I feel bad. I do. But then my thoughts settle and I don't.
that was quick.
Yeah. It's a fleeting feeling, right? It's like, when you yell at your kid. It's very bad. Feel bad. Then you don't. It's just like, little shit deserved it, right? Like, so all right. I'm gonna try to have a different approach here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't want to be so mean. Expectations are something that we put on, I think, everybody in our lives, like friends, right? We expect our friends to do certain things, and if they don't, then we feel disappointed and things happen, right?
The key to happiness is low expectations.
Right. In relationships, you expect certain things because some people may put their significant other on the pedestal, and you expect them to hold true to those particular morals and codes, and if they break it, sometimes it's unforgivable, right? Family, you expect people to show up because they're family's blood. Yo, you gotta help me out, man. Like, nah, I ain't got that much. we know, but you expect that because it's family. In sports, when you tell us something because you're experts, we expect
to see the results
of that. Because, hey, I'm just Joe Schmo. I don't know anything. You're supposed to be the analyst. You're supposed to be able to see all of these people that say, hey, I've seen this kid play and he's going to be the next such and such. Well, I heard that. People told me, Silent Assassin, they told me, Jimmy, hey, this guy right here is going to be the next LeBron James. Change the world. Oh. My ears
perked up.
Put the glasses down. Like, oh, LeBron. You mentioned LeBron. I'm like, hey, wait, what? Who? LeBron. Let me check this kid out.
Yeah.
Right? Goes to college. He goes to LSU. The world's watching. I see him and I say, where's that guy that they was talking about was supposed to be LeBron? This guy? Okay. Let me check it out. That year is a very weak SEC, right? Means that the competition level wasn't that high. But this team, at this projected LeBron James clone, supposed to take them to new heights. They didn't make the NCAA tournament that year. They were in the 500 that year. And I'm like, wow, okay, well, listen, it's just college. And maybe he just wasn't really motivated enough. Wait till he gets to the league. Gets to the league. He's the number 1 pick.
Yep.
Philadelphia. They found their guy. Allen Iverson leaves. Andre Iguodala's no longer there. They got their guy to team with Joel Embiid. And what did they tell us?
Yeah.
He's going to be the next LeBron James. He got passing like magic. He can rebound like LeBron James. His 6'10" frame. He'll be able to develop a low post game. Once the shot comes around, man, look out.
Yeah.
So, hey, expectations is out the roof. People telling me, you don't know no hoops, man. This guy's going to change the game. Okay?
Right.
Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I need to sit back and listen.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, right? That's what you told us, right? Be patient. Fine. Well, how many years has it been? 7? About 7. I'm still waiting for those expectations. And I'm mad that I listened. Not just to the experts, but to friends and family. Yep. Because they told me I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, here's what I know about Ben Simmons. Not only did he not meet those expectations, right? Disappointed many. But he created a new path for himself. This one is way more memorable than actually being in the shadow of a LeBron James. See, Kobe Bryant was in the shadow of MJ for the majority of his career, but he found ways to break out of that, right? He found ways to be able to carve his own niche and his own legacy by being that Mamba.
Yeah.
Right? Mamba mentality is something that is always going to be attached to Kobe Bryant. Right? LeBron James, longevity will always be attached to LeBron. No matter what people want to talk about him and say long, but when you think about the longest prime, it'll always be LeBron James. Guess what Ben Simmons' legacy is? Being the biggest crook in North American history, right? I've never seen a player steal this much money in front of people and be fine.
Hey, listen, it's death, taxes, and Ben Simmons out for
the season. The man is out for the season, right? Back out. Man's played, they had a stat that was crazy. LeBron James has played 333 games as a Laker. Ben Simmons has played 332 games in his career.
Jesus.
I think he saw how much money he could make, and he was just like why even play? I don't know.
Right.
Like, he just doesn't have like a passion for it.
Listen.
So he just decided to get the money, and now he just...
I have always said, Jimmy, that the first time I saw Ben Simmons, and this is going back into the story now, this is why I had problems when I used to hear experts tell me how great this kid is. When I had family members telling me how much of an idiot I was to not believe that this guy is the next coming. When I had people who were actually playing basketball tell me, friends, family, whoever it was, I don't see it. You're right. You know why I don't see it? Because guess what's a dead giveaway in sports?
Yeah, that ticker.
That ticker. And the eyes. There's something in an athlete's eyes that give you the blueprint to who they are. When you look at Brady, right, in the height of his excellence, Tom Brady has these killer eyes, right? Psycho Tom. Jordan, a crazy, deranged look on his face all the time. Kobe, deranged. I see that same look in Anthony Edwards. I see that same look in Patrick Mahomes, right? As goofy as he sounds, he has those eyes, right? You know who else has those eyes? Joe Burrow. What's his name? Justin Herbert. Certain guys have the look. This guy looked like a deer with headlights. So it was. He just was a guy that was big. Pause.
Hey, yo, what the
but tall,
had
the basketball physique, looked the part. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate. He didn't have it up here.
Yeah.
And when you don't have the motor, this is what ends up happening, is that people have your expectations up here because of your look, your skill set, what you can be able to do. You know what I used to tell people about Ben Simmons? He's not LeBron James. He's Lamar Odom. And he's not even that good.
I'm going to say, yeah.
Right? Let me finish. He's not even that good. So for everybody that wants to compare him to somebody, he's not even as good as Lamar Odom. And Lamar Odom never really even matched his maximum potential to me in the NBA. Lamar Odom could have been way better.
Really?
His work ethic just wasn't there but he found his niche later on in his career as a Laker, right? But Lamar Odom could have been a 20, 10, and 9 guy. He had that skill. Ben Simmons looked the part, but he just didn't have it upstairs. So it doesn't shock me that he's out for the season. It may not shock me that he may not play any quality brand of basketball for the remainder of his career, because once you have 2 back surgeries, what else is left?
You're retired. No one will blame you now. You really could. And it's so funny because I don't want just a visual. I did see a meme, and the meme is a girl saying, I need a man who don't play. And it was a picture of Ben Simmons. The funny part about that meme is, I kind of feel like it comes around every year. It's the same picture, same meme, 5 years running now.
That's not even the worst one. Here's the timeline of Ben. I'll tell you right now. Season. Plays 25 games. Out for the season. Off season hits. There's a workout picture.
Yes.
Of Ben Simmons in the lab, makes a jump shot, and then people take that video and they slam post it on social media, and it spreads like wildfire. Well, Ben Simmons, you see, he's over here jump shot. Season starts. You see Ben Simmons in street clothes. Nobody knows why. Plays well. Back to street clothes. Months go by. Still in street clothes. Report comes out. Ben Simmons out for the season. It's just what it is. So at what point do we start believing that this is just who he is? Net fans are livid.
Yeah.
They're livid because they got fooled. Now, granted, I'm sure they'd do the trade all over again. You get James Harden out of there, get that cancer out of the locker room, right? But you get this dude.
Can't get right.
So for me, it's sad. It's sad. I'm gonna say something nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
sad. And I never want to see a guy's career go up in smoke, right? Because you have such a finite time as an athlete to show your ability, showcase your talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's may not get a chance to do that. But it's just like what I told you.
Does he look like he wants to?
No, it's not even that. It's just like I told you about when you yell at your kid and you feel bad for a second. And then you think about it.
Oh, man.
Get his bum ass out of here. Go somewhere. All right? Burger King is hiring. He made enough money in the league where I'm not going to feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
You collect over $150 million, go somewhere. Nets already got their money back in regards to the medical exemption or whatever it is. They good. You good. Just go away. I'm tired of the memes. Y'all need to stop posting it. When you see them, just don't do nothing. How about you wait until the season starts and see if he can play 50 games in a row?
Yeah.
Then you can start posting stuff. Enough. Enough with the Ben Simmons talk. I'm done. I'm done. Man has stole more money than any criminal, any bank robber, openly.
Openly, no mask.
Get him out of here. After the break, I got something else to talk about.
All right.
After the break. I feel good. Not gonna lie to you. To beat the Bucks, the way we did, shouts to D'Angelo Russell, 44 points. Had the game, not the game winning, but the go-ahead bucket.
Go-ahead bucket.
To be able to put them up 123, 122. There's 5 seconds left. Dame gets the ball. So you already know, Dame time, right? It's Dame time. I like it. I don't like it with my Lakers, but we all know Dame. Like, you know, they said it in the broadcast. He has, you know, just as many game-winning shots as LeBron in the last whatever, right? So shouts to him. He gets the ball. They get the matchup that they want. Dame is on Spencer Dinwiddie. He hits him with between the legs, tries to do the step back, patented Dame Lillard fadeaway shot, and Spencer was all over that. Blocked it. Game over. So we won a tough game against a good opponent, and Darvin Baloney didn't get a chance to screw it up. So shouts to the Lakers. Shouts for winning the game without LeBron James. D'Angelo Russell is earning his money, and they're going to have to pay that boy. They're going to have to pay him. He's on a player option. They're going to have to pay that kid, and I'm okay with it because I always like that kid. So shouts to the Lakers. It's not what I wanted to talk about, though. What I wanted to talk about, and this is our last segment before we go to the greatest segment on the planet. I am somebody who always goes against the grain, right? Purposely. And it's not because I want to be different. I'm already different. You put that a little closer. I'm already different. I've been different my whole life. I've always done things differently. I've always talked differently than my friends. I've always done things differently. I'm strange. I don't give a shit. But in regards to podcasting or in regards to just looking at certain things, whether it be politics, movies, I see things differently. My lens is completely different. People love Luka. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Averaging like 35 points a game this year, 10 rebounds. He's basically a walking triple-double. People are saying that if there's anybody that's going to break the scoring record, it's going to be Luka. That he will get to 40,000 because look what he's doing now. All of those things could possibly be true. But we have to talk about what we're seeing now. And if you take away the 35 points, if you take away the 10 plus rebounds, if you take away the 9.8 assists, if you take away the top 10 player offensive efficiency, if you take away all of these things, I see a guy that does too much.
Thank you. I was thinking his play style is very erratic. The efficiency is there.
Right.
But when you're watching, it's very jumbled. I'm not messing with his game. It works.
It works.
But it doesn't seem concise. And it almost doesn't feel like it's repeatable, even though he does it every night.
Here's the problem, right? Great player, all the things that you just mentioned. But he has a style that doesn't fit well with others. Yeah, it's very Westbrook-like. However, he has a bigger IQ on the court. I want to read off some stats to you. Over the last 4 years, what his player usage has been. 2022, it was 37%. 37.3% in regards to how much he touches the ball, what his usage rate is for that team's offense. 2023 was 37.5.
That's a lot.
This year, it's 35.9. Anything that's over 30% is really, really high. Here's my problem. Luka had one of the best years of his career last season. His usage rate was 37.5. Can you tell me what happened to the Mavericks last year? You don't follow basketball much, but I know you probably remember.
Didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't make the playoffs, right? Their second half collapse was historic. They pretty much lost all the games out of the gate. Luka's game doesn't translate to success for a team.
Yeah.
Luka is a circus sideshow. If you want to sell tickets, be able to see a guy get 56 points, 20 rebounds, and 25 assists, he's your guy. But he's not somebody that you can really trust to get your team over the hump. And here's why. Certain guys they see the game like a horse, right?
The blinders on.
Right. They only can see what's in front of them. Now, Luka, this is not knocking his vision. He's a great basketball player. He's smart. He's intelligent. He knows how to pass and assist. But the problem is he only sees the game one way. And I've told people many times the triple-double is the most useless stat in basketball. It means nothing. It means nothing if you constantly are chasing it, because all the triple-double tells me is that you're on the floor more than everybody else. You get the ball more than everybody else. That you have more opportunities to do so. And if you're a great physical athlete, or you can be able to know how to position yourself, you're going to be in position to get 8, 9, 10 assists a game. If you know how to rebound, you'll be able to get 10 rebounds a game. If you have great scoring ability, you can average 25 to 30 plus points a game. That's what we see with Luka. But is the triple-double actually translating to wins? It isn't.
It isn't. And that's why I whispered, because I didn't want to step on your toes. Westbrookian. Better basketball IQ. But you know how they say you don't always remember what people did to you, but you remember how they make you feel?
Right.
Watching him, sometimes I'm thinking, does he really need to touch the ball that much?
Exactly.
And how's that going to wear on you towards the end of the season and, of course, the end of your career? And then when you get into the playoffs, when they're keying on you and when you need your guys to step up, have they had enough time throughout the season
to develop? Here's the thing. You see Jalen Brunson in New York?
Yeah.
You think Jalen Brunson could have been doing that in Denver?
No.
I mean, excuse me, in Dallas?
No.
Because he wouldn't be able to get the fucking ball enough. He's in an ideal situation where he can run that offense in New York and be the guy. Luka's game does not allow for 2 or 3 people to be able to have some success. A guy like Kyrie's going to get his shots regardless who's on the team.
Yeah.
Right? But what about everybody else? You can be able to get 9, 10 assists because that's just your game. You're able to suck the defense in and kick out.
So
you can be able to drive and be able to get guys open. If you do that 8 times, 9, 10 times in a game and somebody hits a shot, there's your assist. Westbrook made a career out of that. Well, I could just drive to the basket, dump it off to the big man. He could get 5 easy layups. There's no equating wins to how he plays. Dallas is in a weird situation. He's frustrated that they're not winning enough. So, of course, they're going to blame the coach, right? Jason Kidd may be on the chopping block. They may blame Kyrie giving him a max extension and he be in and out of the lineup like he always is and not helping Luka. But is Luka helping the Dallas Mavericks? Outside of just being this big meteoric star, does his game really help them win? I'd say no.
And I have to clip off the first part of this soliloquy that you're having because I said all those exact same things last year. I got kicked out of my group chat essentially about Kyrie joining the team.
That was going to be a disaster.
That was going to be a disaster.
Right.
You have two guys who have great games, but they don't necessarily lend themselves to team basketball. No. And I think Luka is a bit better than Kyrie as far as somebody the team could lean on.
Yes.
But, I'm not going to get on Kyrie anymore. I've done it enough. But when you have two guys like that on the same team and they're your main ball handlers, it's a big reason why you lost or why you didn't make it to the playoffs last year. And okay, cool. Let's just say the team tanked and just didn't have any defense to play. Are they going to play defense now when it's time?
The Dallas Mavericks right now, this is a stat that I have found. They're they're probably on pace to have the worst defensive season in NBA history.
That's what you got from last season.
Like, they're bad.
Yeah.
They're really bad. And Luka himself is bad. He's not a great defender. He's not terrible, but he also doesn't help his case. I think he's ranked 22 in defensive efficiency right now, defensive rating. It's not that bad when you think about it, right? But for a guy his talent, he needs to be better because him being better defensively is going to allow the Dallas Mavericks to be better. Yeah. If you're the head of the snake, you got to make sure that you're able to compete on both sides of the floor. Now, It's not terrible, like I said, but there's just something about him that, first off, I don't enjoy watching. I think he's a great player, right? There's certain guys that I like historically, I just don't enjoy watching. I didn't enjoy watching Tim Duncan. Historically great, right? I didn't enjoy watching Reggie Miller. Historically great. Luka, I don't enjoy watching because I'm not impressed with triple doubles. Mm-hmm. I'm impressed. I would rather Luka get 35, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, play great defense, and get a win. Or get 50, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and get a win.
And the offense gets stagnated too when you're the guy who
right.
has to touch the ball
because they're just people are just waiting for you to do something.
Yeah.
They're waiting. It's kind of like the LeBron James effect, right? LeBron is such a dominating figure that, guys tend to stand around. Kobe Bryant was the same thing. They used to just stand around and just watch him because they understood at some point he's going to get 60. So we just got to be ready to when he wants to pass it. But he realized that when he got Pau Gasol, when he got Sasa Vujacic, when he had Lamar Odom, when he had all of these guys, he said, yo, if I dial it back, I know I can get 50 every night. But if I average 25 a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and get everybody involved and pick my spots, this team can get to heights where we've never been in a very long time. They won a championship.
Yep.
Right? With that formula. They won back-to-back titles and went to 3 championships in 3 years. Right?
Yeah.
This is the things that I'm looking at with Luka. I've said this years ago. He still hasn't really learned. Obviously, he's not listening to me. It's fine, but something has to change. Dallas is giving him the green light to succeed, but how they're doing it is the wrong way to do it. And I think he needs to realize at some point, gotta dial it back, bro. That triple-double shit, it's for the birds. It don't mean nothing.
Westbrook did it. He got the 1 MVP for it, and then it right to we weren't impressed anymore.
Don't mean nothing.
Can't
do the triple doubles. Don't win you playoff series.
Yeah.
So that's my thing about Luka. He's good.
He's good.
Just doesn't impress me.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. And like that type of style of basketball is just like it's 2K. It's 2K style of basketball.
Yeah.
It really is. There's just nothing behind it. There's no rhyme or reason of why you do it. You just do it because you have the ball in your hand enough. Okay. But you're seeing why your team is struggling. So don't get frustrated. Change. Nope. Moving on to the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy. Yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask who Who is the dummy of the week? Jimmy, do you have one, sir?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna give it to this random guy. I've seen him for months on like YouTube Shorts and TikTok.
Huh?
He just gets me annoyed. He goes up to a bar, and the bartender, and he goes like, "Bartender, give me your most expensive drink." And he just drink. I don't know, something about him.
Mr. Low Lux.
Yo, I don't know.
I met him before. He's dope, but
Yeah,
I get it.
I just see those videos just because he's just by himself and he I don't know. He seems obnoxious.
So he goes to bars and
Just like,
he
"Give me the most
asks for
expensive
the most expensive drink. These things range anywhere from $250 to $15,000. And the why people hate him so much, I get it. When you get a drink that's so expensive, you're supposed to drink the alcohol. That's what the taste and everything. That's why it's so expensive. He takes these drinks and puts them in the worst cocktails ever.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've been matching the drink or the liquor.
Okay, so he's obnoxious with it.
Yeah, he likes for like an expensive like whiskey and like a Coke. I forgot that's what people complain about. I just think it's
Mr.
like
Lewis Lux.
He just
so
seems like a
for
little
alcoholics, he's offending a lot of alcoholics.
He's offending a lot of people. He'll take like $1,000 tequila that you're supposed to drink and enjoy, maybe one cube of ice, maybe neat, and he'll be like, make me a margarita with it. But he'll like make up some drink that's like, at least make a margarita with it. It's a tequila. He'll be like, yo, make me like I don't know, like a French 75 with it. And it's just like, bro, we're cool with the money. Like a lot of people have money, but why are you destroying this fucking beautiful liquor? Like so
he's destroying the fabric of the art.
The art. So if he gets like a really nice brandy or a really nice cognac that costs $2,000, he'll like ask them to put, simple syrup and like bitters in it, and it's like, what are you?
Listen, I like the rebel in him, but since Jimmy said that he gets the dummy,
I don't even know what's dumb.
I gotta do it.
Every time I see it, I'm just like, it just annoys me a little.
Yeah,
bit.
I respect it. Listen, I think I would like this man.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you.
Send it to me.
I'm gonna send you a shit.
But for Jimmy's
You
sake,
would like the video. I think
Jimmy's my friend. Jimmy's my homie. Jimmy's my family. So I gotta make sure I come through with Jimmy. So
dummy,
he gets it.
And that was a reserve dummy. I've had that one in the back pocket.
Yeah. You've been thinking about it. You've been thinking about it. You were trying to give him a chance to change. He didn't change.
Oh no, he doubled down. He went
doubled
from like
down.
$1,000 drinks like $15K now.
Oh my god!
And it's like I think he purposefully now, because I forgot about the whole he tries to mix them, like make them like.
Oh
annoy
yeah,
people.
and then when he drinks the drink,
totally.
he'll say something obnoxious like your daughter's prom dress.
Wow. Jesus.
It is fun. It's entertaining. I'll give him that.
Silent Assassin, what you got?
I'm going with Shannon Sharp and that whole outfit he came out with.
Everybody get on my boy Shay. So they say he like a turtle without the shell.
Shannon Sharp for the outfit gets the
dummy. Yeah.
First off, he jumps out the car and the fit is super tight. Now there was space in the pants at the bottom, right? But the shirt, like I get you swole, bro. Like
yeah, but
you swole.
We all know. We know.
But come on now. And then the merce. It was the color. It wasn't even the fact that it was a merce, because we know that he likes to wear that, right?
Yeah.
But the color was wicked.
It makes him like the darker green with the orange.
Yeah. And then listen, I don't know if y'all caught it. He had 2 phones in his hand. In one hand. I'm like, bro, there's too much going on in this video.
He got messed up, so he had the hip replacement. So he walking like he got the Oprah BBL.
Yo,
so
he's walking like the girls used to walk in high school when they thought that bow leg was in.
Yeah,
that was a thing back in high school.
Back in the day.
You know what I mean? Girls used to walk the bow leg, had a butt out. He was like, hey.
Nah, that hip replacement got him more messed up. He chill in the crib for a little bit. He come out when rehab is done.
Yeah, man, Shannon, that's my guy.
That's
so,
my guy,
yo,
but
when I saw him, I said,
that.
"Come on now, bro. Just you gotta do better."
Yeah,
you got. I know you hot right now, but come on.
Somebody looked at that video and said, "Nah, we not posting."
Yeah,
but
like your man can't tell you, yo, Shannon, like this ain't the fit today. Can we just we gonna go do a book signing or meet some people? Just be conservative, bro. Like Yeah, he would have been better off with a tank top.
Yeah, nah, they say he like a turtle without the shell. I was done.
Yo,
man.
it's facts.
I was done.
It's facts.
I was done.
Just Shannon.
Love you, Shay, but
yeah, that wasn't it.
Dummy. Yeah.
That wasn't it. Well said. Well said, Silent Assassin.
Yeah, man.
6, who you got?
I love this guy. I feel like his last 2 projects was great. Put out a record with Rick Ross a couple months ago. That shit was fire. I was bumping it. put out an album last week. The album's actually really good. He knows how to pick beats, he knows how to rap, but he clearly doesn't know how the internet works. So, I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with the LGBT community, but I understand if you don't want to be accused of being gay, and that's your right and that's your prerogative. But the way you do it sometimes makes people question what's really going on in your head. And to go on a 4-day Twitter rant when, you being one of the captains of the internet knows how this internet shit works, bro, Meek, you gotta hold this dummy, bro.
Dude.
You gotta get this dummy.
Dummy,
man.
yeah.
Like, you hired a cybersecurity team to investigate
Dummy,
memes?
yeah.
Come on, bro. What are we
Dummy,
doing, man?
yeah.
You would have been good if you just said that's not true and moved on. 4-day Twitter rant, bro? Nah,
Dummy, yeah.
man.
Dummy, yeah.
Oh, man.
And sprinkling one of these as well.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Dummy, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're gonna press all the buttons for me.
Dummy, yeah. Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I got nothing. Dude.
So that even Andrew Schultz had to get on it.
Yo.
It was nuts, but we love you, Meek, but you got to hold that dummy for this week.
Yeah, like just don't. I don't think it behooves you to run around parading with certain people right now. I just not him.
Yeah, crazy.
Fire music, but
yeah, somebody got to take his phone away.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That was good. That's a good one. Everybody had good ones. Jimmy had a sneaky one. I gotta check this guy out now. He may have gotten a fan out of me now. You know what I mean? Jimmy,
He's a Black Trust Fund baby.
I like it. I like it already. That's some jerk shit that I would fucking do. You know? Like I said, all of these were good, but I have mine, and this was decided very early on in the process of this podcast. It actually happened very quickly in my head as we were going through it. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week, Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou is my
dummy.
Now, here's the thing. We had the conversation. We went in depth about this, sweet science about boxing, right? And how you got to train. You got to make sure that you train for an adequate amount of time to be able to step in that ring and deal with what punishment and skill and speed and things that happen. But we also didn't talk about the other side of this, right? All those physical attributes you need. You need to make sure you got the good trainer, a good staff, a good marketing people, good agent. All of these things are needed. However, what's needed is a fucking brain in your head to convince you that maybe, just maybe, I may need to take some preliminary fights, get my feet wet in regards to just like finding out what my skill level is, where my weaknesses are or my strengths are, and knock out a couple motherfuckers and feel good about it, right? You ain't gonna go to the top and fight somebody that, listen, he not Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
But he'll knock you out.
He look trained and been doing this for
man
a
is
while.
swole, right? Cut like a bag of dope. Like, you don't want to deal with somebody like that. And you go from Fury to this? Like, who's setting you up for failure? Like, whoever your management team is, they don't like you, Ngannou. They don't like you. You must have did something to them. You might have slept with one of their girlfriends. You did something. Because for them to say, yo, you got this, man. Anthony Joshua, he ain't got nothing on you, brother. It don't matter if you never had no real professional fights before this. You got this. And for him to stand in the mirror and say, he's right. He's right. I'm going to go there I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to knock him out, and I'm going to get a chance back at Fury because I did so well the first time. Newsflash, my man. Fury didn't take you seriously. He ate fucking hot dogs and had sex with his wife all the way up to the fight. Didn't take you seriously. But you know who did? Anthony Joshua. And that, he knocked you into the next multiverse. Don't get up and think that this won't happen to you again, because it will. And it will happen to you again with another fighter that's not so high profile like Anthony Joshua. It could be the guy that's working at the Burger King that spends his weekend dollars training, gets a fight, and he'll put you on your ass just like like Anthony Joshua did today. So think about it. You might look the part, but you might just be a Ben Simmons. So that's my dummy of the week. Quick PSA. Ryan Garcia he went on his little thing. Back now, looks like a hostage. In that video.
Oh yeah. They definitely.
I don't do the conspiracy theory thing, but
they got a good case with this one.
Yeah, man. There's a lot here. So for me, I just want to tell you, hold your head, but don't look like Wendy Williams out here. That's it for this week. That's it for the show. Very good. Love you guys. Jimmy, like I said, we'll figure your PTO out. Silent Assassin. 6, Jeff, a.k.a. Casanova Frankenstein. You are just, this man's off the hook. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.
My son is the champ, so get over it.